India's biggest monopoly. Now, banking and financial services is a very regulated space. It's not right to compare a 40-year-old Bajaj Finance, with a 2-year-old Jio Financial. So Jio gets a price to book of 6.31, and Bajaj Finance gets a price to book 6.55. Jio Financial has got an AUM of only 10,000, or let's say the loan book or the asset which they have created. Whereas Bajaj Finance is 4,17,000 crores. कि Jio Financial का पूरा corporate structure क्या है? Now Jio Financial Services operates through a set of subsidiaries and joint venture. Imagine just like ICICI Bank जैसे है या HDFC है. There is lot of investors' interest in Jio Financial. Initially, it was touted as the next multibagger. In fact, people started comparing it with Bajaj Finance, which is a well-established NBFC. Let's look at some of the YouTube videos that came in the last 1-2 years. India's biggest monopoly. Now, banking and financial services is a very regulated space, but people started talking about Jio Financial as a monopoly, just the way Jio did in telecom. Jio Financial कब तक 1,000 rupees होगा? When it got listed, it got listed at a premium, and people started talking about the next level, 1,000 rupees. Then came a lot of bad news in the sense, will Jio crash to 100? Then came, the Jio Financial. Everything went wrong with a question mark. What went wrong? Again, with a question mark. So I thought I'll make a video on a reality check. Where exactly Jio Financial stand today, how it is compared with NBFC. So let's move to the other charts. So before getting into the breakup of numbers, revenue and profit, let's understand the structure of Jio Financial Services. कि Jio Financial का पूरा corporate structure क्या है? Now Jio Financial Services operates through a set of subsidiaries and joint venture. Imagine just like ICICI Bank जैसे है या HDFC है, they have bank था, जब पहले पुराना जब HDFC Limited था, they had insurance companies, they had AMCs. Similarly Bajaj Finance, if you look at, they also have a very diversified supermarket kind of a model. So Jio Financial Services is the main company. Then comes Jio Finance Limited. This is a NBFC regulated by SEBI, and they are into lending product. There is a home loan, loan against property, car loan and other things. So Jio Finance, which is a 100% subsidiary, will do all the finance business. Then they have another subsidiary 100% Jio Leasing Services. Now this is the entity. If you recall, शुरू में सबने बोला था कि Jio will eat into Bajaj Finance's consumer durable business, because Jio will be very big on consumer durable and all that. But they are betting big on leasing. जैसे कोई let's say and this is targeted at top corporates and mid-level corporates. If they need, let's say, desktops, or they need any other electronics products and all that, Jio leasing services can do that. So they are betting very big on leasing. This is kind of a rental kind of a model. Third comes the insurance broking. So it's not about on manufacturing insurance, but it's about doing insurance broking. So there's a lot of potential there on the corporate side as well as on the retail side. Then they have Jio Payments Solution Limited. This is not a payments bank. This is a payment aggregator, regulated by RBI. So wherever, let's say the e-commerce companies, if they need some payment capabilities. So Jio Finance Payment Solution is operating on the payments infrastructure side, where again they will earn fees and all that. Then they have unregistered, core investment company, which is Reliance Industrial Investment and Holding Limited. And then there is Jio Finance Platform and Services Limited. Now this is for distribution of financial services. So again, the distribution of whether it's a mutual fund, equity and other thing, that's a big area. So they have a separate company for that. Now if you come to the JV, now Reliance has a JV with BlackRock. So there will be one company, 100% again within that is on for broking, JV for broking regulated by SEBI. So this will be into securities, equity, broking, where you have Jioda, Upstock, Grow and all. Then comes the wealth management. Again, wealth management is a big area where we have seen management, the banks and the specialized companies doing it. Reliance is betting big on the wealth part. So there will be a JV with BlackRock on the wealth side. Then comes the mutual fund, which is a big piece, because BlackRock, is very big, on passive, fund size. So many people are saying ये लोग disrupt करेंगे, the passive fund space को. So this is the reason. And then there comes the Jio Payments Bank. This is the payment bank जहाँ उनका SBI के साथ JV था, but SBI ने अपना stake भी बेच दिया है. So now it's fully with Reliance. So this is the overall structure, how Jio Financial Services operate or will operate, because like I said earlier, build up phase पे है और ये सारे businesses अभी build हो रहे हैं. So it will take time. So let's move to the number chart. Since Jio Financial is often compared with Bajaj Finance, so I thought I'll give you a reality check. Now I have with me Jio Financial's numbers and the Bajaj Finance number. Now if you look at EPS, earning per share, which is a key parameter, Jio Financial's earning per share today is 2.54, whereas Bajaj Finance has this number at 258, so rupees 258 per share. Coming to PE, price to earning multiple, Jio gets a earning multiple of 97, whereas Bajaj, which is a well-established company, gets a multiple of only 36 times. So you can see the difference. A well-established company, and here there is a new company but with a lot of hope and expectation. If you look at price to book, because all lending companies, banks and NBFCs are valued at price to book. So Jio gets a price to book of 6.31 and Bajaj Finance gets a price to book 6.55. So even price to book is equally comparable. Though if you look at the numbers, the loan book or the AUM, Jio Financial has got an AUM of only 10,000, or let's say the loan book or the asset which they have created, whereas Bajaj Finance is 4,17,000 crores. So getting this kind of a book value is again because of lot of expectation. Now return on equity, which is a very key good parameter for comparing different companies. 1.16. It's not even 2%. And if you look at Bajaj Finance, it's 22% return on equity. Now these are the ratios. Now let's look at the big numbers or the absolute number. Balance sheet size is 1.33 lakh crore. Bajaj Finance is 4.25 lakh crore. Loan book AUM I have already spoken. Total income is 2079 and they earn something around rupees 66,151. Net profit 1613 and net profit is 16,000. And we are going to discuss these 2 points in detail. Net profit, how much of it comes from core activity, similarly for the revenue or the total income. Market cap, it has got a market cap of 1.56 lakh crore and Bajaj Finance has got a market cap of 5.69 lakh crore. So if you look at the valuation metrics, Jio Financial is getting, let's say, not if not more, equally comparable numbers if we compare to the Bajaj Finance. Let's look at the key insights. One, it's not right to compare a 40-year-old company with a 2-year-old Jio Financial. So if you look at Bajaj Finance, it's a proven model, it's It's a well-established model. They are completely diversified and they are focusing on the core, whereas Jio Financial is still in the build-up phase, and we'll discuss the total income and the net profit part in the next slide. Second is BFI is a lending business, unlike telecom where we saw how money scaled up. But in banking, it's a well diversified and it's a huge space. You have 60 plus small, mid, and the large size bank, and then you have thousands of NBFCs. And third, this space is tightly regulated. And we have seen how SDFC Limited merged with SDFC Bank, because large NBFCs today are tightly regulated. They are regulated just like banks. The kind of regulation and the requirement or the expectation RBI has from banking sector, वही expectation उनकी अब NBFC sector से है, whether it's CEO tenure, whether it's compensation, whether it's on the risk management. तो ये देखना भी बहुत जरूरी है, and funding, because banks have low cost fund and all NBFCs today are more retail oriented, so they need low cost funds, which for any NBFC is not available. So we'll discuss all these points on our next slide. So let's move to our next slide where we'll discuss the numbers in more detail. So I have this breakup of the total income. Like I said, Jio Financial's income puzzle. Like you saw, the total income in March 25 was around 2079 crore. Now the core lending and fee-based business has brought only 312 crore, 312 crore. Rest has come from treasury and other income, which is around 1767. I mean, we'll get into the breakup of that. But if you see today, the core lending and fee business is only 15%. So 15% of its revenue coming from the core business. So like I said earlier, they are in the build-up phase. अभी पूरा setup नहीं हुआ है business. That's why the revenue from the core is very less. This will grow going forward, but we have to watch that. Now let's move to the next slide. Now I have got a further breakup of the revenue, 2,700 crore. Now treasury income is 686 crore. Out of that, so almost like 25-30% treasury se aaya hai. Lending or interest and all that is 167 crore. So this is the core activity, the NBFC which we talked about. So abhi ek 167 crore usme se aa raha hai. Fees and commission, this is also one of the core activity, wahan se 155 crore hai. Dividend RL ke share se is 241 crore. And mutual market gains and mutual fund is 794 crore. So if you look at the entire breakup, so 167 is only 8%. So interest or the lending activity constitute only 8%. Now if you look at dividend RL is 12%, 794 is 38% coming from mutual fund and market gains and all that. So if you see the entire business model of Jio Financial, they are now gradually ramping up or scaling up, and this will take 3 to 5 years. So the kind of valuation today market is giving, I believe there are a lot of expectation and hope built in that, and there is also a Reliance name, उसके कारण भी लोग Reliance में invest करते हैं. But if you see the real performance, they have a long way to go. Thank you.